Hard Mark Podcast.
Shrimp on the barbie. Shrimp on the barbie. Do you respect that? That's corruption. I could make a fake snake. You not pee in the pool. You not pee on the barbie. All of myself is clean.
Broadcasting from my couch that Ryan slept on, take it away, MarkBot 5000.
Hello, I'm not Leonard Nimoy, but I am a sentient robot with thoughts, feelings, and emotions. Welcome to the Hard Mark Podcast, a show where Eric Donaldson, wrestling fan of over 30 years, and someone that tans very easily, introduces one match per show to his highly illogical sidekick, who has never watched wrestling. They talk about the backstory, they watch the match, and then they rank that match on their ever-growing list. Ryan will probably mention that he respects something during the match, and then will likely contradict himself later. He'll also click his mouse repeatedly until Eric asks him to stop. The purpose of the show is to see what happens when someone that's never watched wrestling is introduced to its most notable matches. And let's bring out the star of the program, my negligent daddy. Some days I hope he lives long and prospers, and others I wish he would shit out of his own mouth, which, as a matter of fact, is scientifically possible. Fecal and vomit, as it's known in the medical community. While I could go on for hours about the subject, let's just bring out Daddy Ryan Murphy.
Little call back to the feculent vomit from, gosh, it's been a bit.
I'm not sure I've ever contradicted myself on this show once.
I dare any Markomaniac to find evidence of Ryan contradicting himself and present it in front of us, in front of a jury of your peers. You won't be able to do it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Wrestle Talk. We're going to watch some wrestling. We're going to talk about it. We'll probably take a couple of, veers off course every now and again, but for the most part, it'll be wrestling. And everyone's favorite professional wrestling personality, Leonard Nimoy, as represented by MarkBot 5000 there, introing us. So let's get right into it. So far, in our chronicling of WCW, your classic TNT wrestling, Ryan, we've focused a lot on the main event guys, your Hogans, your Stings, your Macho Mans, what have you. But now that we've seen the culmination of the NWO storyline and the horrible payoff of that match between Sting and Hulk Hogan, let's pivot to another element of WCW. While the main event scene may have had the star power to bring eyeballs in, it was actually the cruiserweights of WCW that were counted on to deliver in the ring week after week with fast-paced, high-flying action, which I know, Ryan, you love yourself a good high-flying bit of action. And in February of 1998, the top dog of the WCW Cruiserweight division was a man by the name of Chris Jericho. Hailing from the Great White North of Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, Jericho was the son of NHL player Ted Irvine.
Of course, Canada. Yeah.
All Canadians just play hockey? Is that what you think?
The Great White North.
The Great White North. But instead of following in his father's footsteps, Jericho set upon a different path. One that would take him across the world, learning styles from each corner of the globe and honing his craft in squared circles in multiple continents. Jericho began training in Calgary in a school run by one of Bret Hart's brothers. After a mere 2 months, Cowboy Chris Jericho was ready to make his debut. He quickly realized that his development as a wrestler would stall out if he stayed in his pocket of Canada, and he wanted to broaden his horizons in other territories. So with a basic understanding of Spanish, Jericho made the move to Mexico. Upon his arrival, a fan vote was conducted to name this bright young superstar, with options including He-Man, Chris Power, and Leon de Oro, which translates to Golden Lion. Leon de Oro won the vote, and over time, Jericho would go on to adopt the name of Lionheart Chris Jericho. After a few years of cutting his teeth in Mexico, Jericho earned him... Why is that funny?
Cutting his teeth in Mexico?
Yeah, that's...
You know, like dental issues? Like,
You've never heard the expression cutting his teeth?
no, I've heard... No, I haven't.
When you... Because, like, yeah, you're like a baby, you're developing. When you say you're cutting your teeth, doing something means you're kind of learning.
Oh, I thought it was like... Sorry. I thought it was like, go down to Mexico, get your dental work done.
Yeah, cut your
cheaper.
teeth. Yeah, exactly. Get some veneers, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So after a few years of learning his trade, how about that, Ryan, in Mexico, Jericho earned himself a spot in Japan where he further developed his in-ring skills. From there, his time in Japan led him to getting bookings in ECW, which then led to Jericho landing on WCW's radar. Now, it's important to point out at this stage in his career, all of the places that Jericho had traveled to had a significant emphasis on the wrestling part of wrestling. But in the United States, there are times where what happens after the bell rings is the least important part of the show. And his arrival in WCW opened his eyes that there was something missing from his character. So in an era where Stone Cold Steve Austin was getting thunderous ovations everywhere that he went by being an anti-hero badass, and where the NWO were technically bad guys but ended up getting cheered more than anybody else on the show because they were bad in a cool way, Jericho's character could be summed up as young, handsome, long-haired good guy. So Jericho would come out, he'd yell about how excited he was. When he made his entrance, he'd stand by the guardrail, enticing fans to touch him as he'd scream, "Yeah! Come on, baby!" In short, it was corny, it was lame, and to steal a line from my co-host here, it was not authentic. Which, as a quick aside, Ryan, a lot of people's memories of the late 90s wrestling boom centers around cool shit. And a good chunk of what was on TV was meant to appeal to what a teenage boy would find cool, with varying levels of success. But it's very easy to gloss over probably the biggest shift in wrestling at the time, which was more authentic characters. The days of fans cheering for someone solely because they were being presented as a good guy were over. If you didn't have a way of holding the audience, you weren't going to make it. And so with that in mind, after a year and a half of bland Lionheart Chris Jericho, Jericho would finally get a chance to prove himself and become a bad guy. But just like how wrestling fans had shifted in how they reacted to traditional good guys, their reactions to bad guys had changed as well. Many wrestlers around this time, even the bad ones, and by bad I mean the heels, they wanted to be cool. Being cool meant that fans would buy your merchandise, which meant more money, but oftentimes it would lead to splits in the crowd reactions and less satisfying matches overall. Jericho did not want to be cool. Jericho wanted to be a sniveling, obnoxious, delusional jackass. So while the NWO wore sunglasses indoors and threw up neat gang signs, Jericho would reference 80s hair bands and throw tantrums in the ring. Any questions so far?
So the split in the crowd, like having, so like, as opposed to having all the fans being there for one guy, like a split in the crowd was a negative thing where you have two sides of the crowd each going for...
Yeah, generally speaking, and there are exceptions to this rule where like it's almost like a sports type environment where you have a pocket of people who would be for one guy and a pocket that are for another. Again, that's probably more common nowadays than it used to be, but like especially say in like the 80s and early 90s, you didn't want to split the crowd. You wanted everyone to be all in on one guy. In fact, just kind of off the top of my head, I remember the WWF had at one point in time planned a feud between Hulk Hogan and Jake the Snake Roberts. They shot one angle where Jake the Snake DDT'd Hulk, and then there was a significant portion of the crowd that were chanting, DDT, DDT. And then when Jake went backstage, and he was like, oh God, that's not good. And then when he goes backstage, Vince McMahon was like, you know, you've got the worst fucking luck. And they immediately killed that because they didn't want to hurt the golden goose of Hulk Hogan. They wanted Hulk to be universally beloved so that everyone would buy his shit and stuff like that.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like, you do see that. Like, when you split the sports thing, it kind of ruins it. Like, you do a Super Bowl in a mixed area, or you know, it's not the same. But I feel like, most of the matches we watched has been pretty lenient towards one wrestler. Yeah,
usually, for the most part.
But I would think it'd be cool, like, to have like both sides like kind of fight it out. Like, it sounds cool, but like maybe in practice it doesn't work. Yeah,
like a lot of times in wrestling, like the absolute best matches are the ones where everybody's really pro one guy and really anti another. Again, not always, but most of the time.
Okay. Yeah.
So we talked about Jericho again, referencing 80s hair bands, throwing tantrums in the ring. Jericho actually turned heel by throwing repeated tantrums after losing matches. He would strike the ring post with a chair, and he would tear the jacket off of the ring announcer. So after weeks of this behavior, followed by weekly insincere apologies, Jericho's new persona was established. And in 1998, February of 1998 to be specific, Jericho was challenged for his cruiserweight title by a young up-and-coming luchador by the name of Juventud Guerrera. Juventud, or Juvi for short, was a second-generation masked Mexican wrestler. Why is that funny?
No, it's not. I knew it was, okay.
The mask?
I just knew by the name. No, it's not funny. It's
Lucky
not
guess.
Funny. Lucky guess, yeah. But good. We need some more Mexicans in this podcast.
All right. Easy, pal. But Juvi, we'll just call him Juvi. He was a second-generation masked Mexican wrestler. Despite only being 23 at the time of our match here today, he was somewhat experienced with nearly 5 years under his belt as a pro. But like Jericho, Juvi had also struggled to make a name for himself in WCW. In particular, Rey Mysterio Jr. was usually viewed as the top luchador in the company, but Juvi was determined to carve out a path for himself. And so in early 1998, Juvi would actually become the WCW Cruiserweight Champion, forever etching his name in the history books. Unfortunately for Juvi, he only managed to hold on to the title for 1 week before he lost it to his rival, Rey Mysterio. Mysterio was then promptly beaten and injured by the newly turned heel, Chris Jericho. Desperate to prove that his reign was not a fluke, Juvi challenged Jericho to a match for the Cruiserweight title at the following WCW pay-per-view, SuperBrawl VIII in San Francisco. But the devious Jericho had an ace up his sleeve, and he accepted the challenge on one condition. If Juvi lost, he would be forced to remove his mask. So this served to raise the stakes for our match, making it a lucha de apuestas contest, or a betting fight in the English translation. Juvi had wagered his mask twice before, coming out victorious in both matches. Jericho, for his part, had actually competed in one Lucha de Apuestas match previously, wagering his hair, and he was also victorious. We've watched one of these types of matches previously, which pit Rey Mysterio Jr. against Eddie Guerrero. Ryan was successful in his prediction that Mysterio would hold on to his mask in that bout. So that about covers it for our match here today. Jericho is putting up his cruiserweight title. Juvi is going to be wagering his mask. One man is going to win it all in the Cow Palace in San Francisco.
I think San Francisco would host another wrestling match.
Yeah, they've hosted many wrestling matches.
Have they?
Oh, the Cow Palace is I hear it's a dump. I've never been. I hear it's because it's so old. But I've heard that the Cow Palace is like this legendary wrestling arena.
Yeah,
WrestleMania not that many years ago was held in San Francisco too at the
Really?
49ers arena. Yeah.
Okay. At the Niners arena.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No shit. Okay.
That was like maybe 5 to 6 years ago, something like that.
There's one city that I hated the most, would probably be San Francisco. Their people and just
Their people. I mean, to be fair, neither of these men are from San Francisco, so hopefully you don't, hold that against the match.
No, I wouldn't hold it against the wrestlers. Of
course, that would be hypocritical.
I might hold it against the fans. We'll see how they act. Like, I don't know.
I mean, this is 1998 San Francisco, so this is pre-tech boom.
Yeah.
For the most part.
I'll take that. I'll take that into consideration as I view this.
Scientifically, of course, yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So as far as our data before we watch this thing, Ryan's record, 42-35-1. He is on a one-match losing streak. This is our first match that we've ever seen emanating from the great city of San Francisco. And have you been to San Francisco?
Yeah.
Okay. But you didn't like it? Not
the city.
You don't like a good Ghirardelli chocolate? Is that because it's not in bar form?
Is that a thing out there?
Yeah, Ghirardelli chocolates in San Francisco. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I dealt with enough San Francisco customers to understand that I did not like them at all. Not that Seattle's they're very close behind San Francisco as well, and I'm from there, so I'm not shitting on it just because I'm shitting on it. City. I've been there. I don't. Yeah, but you know what? Everyone can improve. Everyone can get better.
I do like Chinatown.
Say they don't have a chance.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I'm worried Ryan doesn't think that people can change, but I've been there once, and Chinatown I was a big fan of. But yeah, I probably don't have the need to go back anytime soon. But I don't have ill will towards our friends to the south. One last bit of morsel of information. Ryan's record in the state of California, the Golden State, 1-4.
It's not good.
That's not good. Let's see if we can improve it today. See if we can improve it. Any questions before we watch this thing?
Well, I think that's it.
All right. Well, we are going to watch Juventud Guerrera take on Chris Jericho for the WCW Cruiserweight Championship. And again, Juventud is putting his mask on the line. So we will be right back with our thoughts.
Tony, when we say that Juventud's career might be in jeopardy, I really don't think it's a case of over-exaggerating or overstating the case. He's invested 6 years as a pro wrestler to reach the status that he currently enjoys, and history shows us that without the mask, he may never be able to reach that level again.
But look at Jericho once again. He doesn't want to take that belt off. He loves that belt. That's his security blanket. He wants to wrestle with the belt on. That's his binky.
His what?
Binky.
His binky.
Yeah.
Jericho will, I guess, try to wrestle with the belt on. Mickey J should just step right in there and say, this match not going to go any further until you get it off. But he's allowing the match to continue with the belt on. Title versus mask. How about that?
Good, it came back to haunt him.
It kicked him right in the belt. Yeah, take it now, that's right.
See him gasping for air in the corner.
Right now in trouble is Jericho. Juventud has him in position. He's up on top of him. God, there it is. He got him.
We got
one, two. Yes, we got him.
Wait. Did he have him?
Hold on a second.
I saw his hand on the
bell rang.
It sure did.
We have a new Cruiserweight champion.
Wait a minute.
His arm went down with a 3 count here. But there is an argument. And
Jericho's hand was on the rope, I believe.
No, and that's what Mickey J is telling him. Mickey J said, wait a minute. The hand was on the rope.
He's got him.
And he put it in.
And look where he has him.
To the lion tamer.
Oh, he's got him.
Dead center on the SuperBrawl logo. That's the middle of the ring.
Look, his arm tucked under him.
Oh, he said yes.
We're going to see what he looks like.
He held on as long as he could. He held on, but you're right. Right in the middle of the SuperBrawl logo.
He couldn't take it anymore.
Nowhere to go. Chris Jericho is still the Cruiserweight champ. And now Juventud Guerrera must take off the mask.
Ladies and gentlemen, I did it. I really did it. Thanks to all you Jerichoholics. I'm still the champ. And I dedicate this win to all of you lovable, happy Jerichoholics. Come on, Hoovy. Take off your mask, bro.
I don't think the issue
Come
here
on, Quasi Forever.
is what he looks like or who it is. The
Ladies
fact
and gentlemen,
is that he's unmasking
please,
is the issue here.
If you have a weak heart, or if you get sick easily, please close your eyes or leave the building now, because this guy is ugly.
Take that mic away from him.
You don't have to stay. You can leave if you want. This is taking far too long here.
And he just rips it off his face. And our first look ever at the face of Juventud Guerrera, the man under the mask.
Has to be very difficult for Juventud Guerrera at this point. Probably feeling like he let the family, the tradition down.
Well, he looked in the camera and said, "I love you," and I'm sure he was talking to his father and his family there.
Yeah, but look at it this way. Now when he's delivering pizzas, everybody will know him.
It's not funny. There's still a great athlete, though, mask or not, in Juventud Guerrera.
All right, we're back. We just watched Juventud Guerrera take on Lionheart Chris Jericho. What'd you think of the match, Ryan?
I did like the match. I can't say I didn't.
Didn't overstay its welcome.
No, it didn't. No, not at all. Actually, it was pretty quick to the point.
Yeah, not a lot of stuff you don't like where people are just kind of laying around, etc. It was very fast paced.
Yeah, no, they got to it. They had some great moves during the match. It was a good, solid fucking match.
Well, I mean, we'll rank it obviously in just a little bit, but you see, like if you can probably hear a little bit of it in his voice. Ryan's a little disappointed. He did lose this one.
So I was initially upset.
Yeah.
I think I made my case for how he won the match. But if you look at the replay, he did technically grab the rope before he was tapped out.
Right.
Now that was a mistake on their part, and I do deserve the victory, obviously. But yes, I mean he grabbed the rope. I can't fight that. He got it. I just think if they're gonna do that, you can't just back. You gotta review it on camera. You gotta stop the match. You gotta break everyone. You gotta review it and say, hey, this is what happened. We fucked up.
Right.
And we gotta go back to it instead of just we're just gonna keep rolling around in the mud until we figure this out.
Right. You give the referee a nice little Britney Spears hands-free microphone, have them announce to the people what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Because they called it in the arena.
Yes. For sure. Yeah, no, everyone, the bells ringing, etc. I could see how people would be, excited about the finish to that match, which, again, was not the finish, unfortunately, for Juvi and his mask. I
did like how they did, I feel like those matches, usually when there's some, bullshit trickery that I get drug into all the time, matches, they did go after. It wasn't I thought he was going to take it again. I thought he had a chance to take it again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And usually it feels like when they do that, they throw something in. It's the match ends really quick. But
yeah,
I thought it was a good match overall. I enjoyed the entire thing. Still think I could make a case for the W, but hey, I'll play it as it is. I'm a fair guy.
Play the balls it lies, as they say. Yeah. Well, let's get into our notes. So Juventud he's the first to make his entrance. He was all hyped up on Fanta.
He's a great guy, by the way. I respect that guy. I thought he was going to take off his mask and have another mask. That guy took off his mask and showed his face to the world. He had a beautiful face. That guy is a great looking guy.
Beautiful man.
Beautiful man. So respect to him.
Yes, absolutely. Much big ups to Juvi. What sold you on Juvi for your pick?
I think when they were talking about initially, they were doing that thing, he hasn't even brought up the aerial moves yet. All right, he was doing some pretty cool shit, and he hadn't even brought out what he normally does, and then he brought it out.
Yeah, it was a very impressive springboards and whatnot.
Yeah. So I liked what he brought to the table. I thought he was a solid wrestler.
Then we have Chris Jericho's entrance. I thought initially, during the entrances anyway, I thought you were going to pick Jericho just solely on account of the crowd interaction of him tearing up that San Francisco fans.
I did like it. I told you I loved it. Fuck San Francisco. Go over there and fuck their fans. Whatever. I like that. I did.
I thought that was going to be enough for you to pick him, but clearly it was not. But just so everybody's clear, it was a Chris Jericho fan holding up a sign that read, "I'm a Jerichoholic," he would do this a lot. He would go up to their sign and like pretend like he played nice, grab it out of their hands and then rip it apart and shout at them, "Don't patronize me!"
He's a panda bear. He doesn't understand.
Right.
Like he doesn't get it.
Hoovy, he's a koala with chlamydia.
Exactly. That must have been the lead up to this.
A lot of backstory about Hoovy's chlamydia leading up to this whole thing. Also, Jericho's vest. I don't think I caught it when we rewatched it, but I have it in my notes here. It's a giant picture of his own face, and there's text that says "Your role model." Which, if I could also get a vest for myself with my own face that says that, I would be all about it. But
you could just put it on my face that you already have.
That's true.
Pictures of, see?
Lots of Ryan faces. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't know if I treat you as my role model, but you're something to me. But Jericho,
be nice.
Jericho insists upon wearing his belt at the start of the match, despite the referee repeatedly attempting to get him to take it off. Which you did call that was going to be a little thing in the match.
That referee is a huge pussy. By the way, just huge, biggest pussy referee I've ever seen. I liked him. I thought like he was honorable, but he's a huge pussy. Like
biggest pussy referee I've ever seen.
Yeah.
That's Mickey J, sir, that you're talking
Mickey
about
J.
there. Mickey
Good guy, but a huge pussy.
So Jericho refuses to take the belt off, wrestles with the belt on, and then Hoovy eventually kicks him in the gut. Jericho collapses, starts gasping for air, and then passes the belt silently over to the referee. So just a fun little spot to start the match, and something that I think gets over Jericho's character of being a delusional idiot. Like, he's refusing to take this belt off until it's used against him, and he's like, okay, fine, now I'll do it. He's almost like a petulant child in a lot of respects, which, again, in an era where everybody was being badass, cool bad guys, you have Jericho just being just the sniveling, cowardly bitch.
So you were talking about this earlier, and like merchandise and selling and playing to the fans and like the role that you had. But like, so was that like, I understand just being different than like but like that can't be a character where you're getting would you wear a Jericho merchandise? Like, would you like, I mean, does that sell?
I don't think so. When he first got started with the character, there was no merchandise. There was no merchandise to speak of. So like, I don't think that was his intention, is to like, oh, I want to sell a bunch of t-shirts and stuff like that. Over time, this Chris Jericho character, because he was so outlandish and ridiculous and stupid, there was a growing segment of the audience that was like, this guy's fucking hilarious. Even though he's like the guy that we're booing and he's like a piece of shit bad guy, what he's doing is so different from what everybody else is doing on the show that like it was making people fans of his. And so eventually he got over and became popular because of that. But like to start at this very beginning part of the Chris Jericho character, he was just basically designed to get as much heat and like for people to fucking want him to get his face punched in as much as possible.
It's like politics now, right? Like it's like how like it's WWE, it's just merged.
Yes. You're not the first, there's a personality in wrestling nowadays, Eric Bischoff. He was actually the head of WCW during their prime years. He has repeatedly made that same statement.
I mean, it's block. You can't not see it. Like, it's crazy. Like, you just be this most ridiculous fucking character, and then you can kind of like, once you've got like people like noticing you, then you can kind of like go in and do whatever. But it's crazy. Like, it mimics it like almost completely. Like right now,
I have no idea what you're talking about. Anyway, back to Alex Jones and his gay frogs. But for our notes. So Hoovy, a lot of impressive offense, some big spinning wheel kicks, some ground wrestling, etc. I think for me, maybe the most notable thing towards after the whole belt shenanigan bit, Hoovy hits a big springboard Hurricane Rana that sends Chris Jericho to the floor. I was trying to get your attention during it so you could kind of pick up on it. Jericho's laying there stiff as a board. Occasionally the camera catches him picking his head up, looking, and then pretending like he's unconscious again. Which the reason, which we went into, was because, of course, as the champion, if you lose by countout while you lose the match, you still hold on to the title. So he was just trying to
just get that belt.
Take a chicken shit way of keeping his title. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Which, of course, Juventud caught wind of, hits him with a big elbow, throws him back into the ring. Meanwhile, Jericho's shouting, "No! No!"
I think that makes, like, that move wasn't all that sick, but when you throw that into it, just him realizing what was going on, that makes it a little more sick. Like, it's a heads up play.
Yeah, no, it's like, Jericho looks like an idiot for it. Hoovy is not made to look bad by any of the things that Jericho does for the most part. But now they're back in the ring. We've got a series of chops. Some of these chops were fucking stiff. Like, you could really hear them reverberate through the arena. Let's see here. Hoovy flips out of a German suplex, springboard dropkick. Now they're brawling back outside the ring. There was a little bit of step stuff, but nothing that I think was egregious in your mind, because I think for you always get upset when people are hitting each other with the steps. This was not that. Jericho just moved the steps, used them as kind of a catapult, and then got hung up throat first on the guardrail.
Yeah, it was fine. It's just the tiny, tiny steps the tiny weighted steps that they use.
They're loud.
They weigh 1 pound.
I'm sure
it's made of styrofoam, and they just fucking play that shit up. There's no way those steps are never made out of styrofoam.
Wait, do you really believe this? You don't really. You're just being a dick right now, yeah?
Styrofoam might be a little too far, but like those steps always, they just pick them up like nothing. Like they're nothing.
I mean, they're probably. I've never held them, for the record, so I don't have a frame of reference here specifically. If I had to guess, I'd probably say that each because it's usually halved. It's 2 halves of the steps that kind of like lock together. Each half's probably around, I don't know, maybe like 20 or so pounds, if I had to guess. 20 to 30 maybe.
Well, I mean, okay. They make them look like they're heavy steel, like steps, and then they just pick these things up and like throw them on someone. Not in this case, they didn't, but like usually they're like, oh, like I got hit with this steel step thing, and like, oh, but I'm fine. You know, no big deal.
I mean, they are hollow, so I mean, there's that element to it. I think, you see it a lot as weapons. I think what's more impressive for me is when you see guys do moves on top of the steps, because they don't have a ton of give to them. Although the fact that they aren't, especially heavy. But like if somebody takes like a slam or something like that, like I always pop for that personally. But again, we didn't have to worry about that here because nobody used it as an actual weapon. But then they go back in the ring. Jericho, pile driver. We saw a pile driver in this one.
Yeah, a couple, 2 at least.
That's true, actually. Yeah, both guys hit pile drivers. One of my highlights, so to take a step back, the N64, Ryan, hell of a system. Hell of a system. 1080 snowboarding.
Is that your game, or did you?
I know that's your game.
Okay, all right. I was like, okay, all right, great game.
Another fantastic series of games were the wrestling games for the N64. WrestleMania 2000, WCW, NWO Revenge, No Mercy, etc., etc. One of my favorite moves from that I would always give my character in those wrestling moves, or in those wrestling games, there was the Chris Jericho cocky pin. So, as we saw in this match, a lot of times what Jericho would do is he would just put one boot on his opponent's chest. He'd flex and he'd say, "Yeah, come on, baby!" And no one would ever get beaten with it, ever. But he'd do it every single match. And they had that move in the video games, but it would like win. And so every time that you would win with that fucking pin, your character would just start cheering and jumping up and down like they just won the fucking World Series or something. So I love it.
It's like the nuts over the face in Call of Duty.
Yes, in many ways, it is the teabag, the Call of Duty
teabag.
Teabag, indeed. So little bit more back and forth. Victory roll from Juventud. Jericho with a big boot. We got some suplexes, senton, etc. Right around here, we've got a backbreaker submission from Jericho where he's like yelling at the referee, ask him! Ask him. If you go to wrestling shows, even now to this day, a lot of times when somebody has a guy in a submission hold, occasionally people in various pockets of the crowd will just shout, ask him! as sort of an homage to Jericho. But so Jericho claims Juventud quit. Referee says no. Jericho's incredulous. They go back and forth. And then really maybe one of the highlights of the match, Hoovy with his variation of the pile driver after he hits a big air Hoovy to the outside. So he springboards, kind of just crashes into Jericho outside of the ring. Then when they go back in, again, Hoovy hits the pile driver, hits a big 450, a big front flip splash, and pins Jericho. Referee counts 1, 2, 3, but as soon as his hand hits 3, he notices that Jericho had grabbed the bottom rope. The timekeeper, the bell ringer, little presumptuous, immediately goes, rings the bell, but the referee's waving it off. He's like, no, that was not 3.
It's up for debate. Like that's a tough one. That's a tough one. You almost got to say if they call it, they call it. But they didn't. They didn't.
But they didn't call it. So.
They didn't. Okay, and they made the right call.
Right.
The ref did. But I'm just saying, like,
we saw the replay.
You can't call, like, if I paid for that event and my guy, it was called, I'm pissed. I'm pissed already, but I'm pissed at the match too. Like, I'm pissed with these San Francisco motherfuckers, like, you know. And
this comes back. This comes full back. To
that. So rough, but I saw it on the replay. I'll accept it. I'll accept what happened. I saw it. It was fair.
You're a big man. You're a big man.
Yeah, I am. I am a big man. That's why I'm on the show.
So Jericho takes advantage. So Juventud is understandably distracted. He's unsure about, what happened. He thought he won the match. Clearly he didn't. Yes.
Sorry. Did we discuss on air what I think should have happened in this, or was that?
I don't recall.
I think what they should have done in this case is if there's any controversy over what happened and who, you got to stop the match.
Yeah, we talked about it. The Britney Spears hands.
Was that on air? Okay.
Yeah, that was on air. Yeah.
Okay. You got to stop the match. You got to let everyone reset and then get back into it, which is why I can never consider this an Al Foley, but whatever.
Noted. But Jericho, he takes advantage of that opportunity, chop blocks Hoovy from behind, and then starts kind of going to work on Hoovy's leg. We've got a little bit of back and forth. As you've mentioned, a lot of times when there's kind of like restarts of matches, it's over within, maybe 30 seconds, something like that. Are you clicking a pen?
No, but I am fidgeting.
Okay. But this one actually went for maybe not a humongous length of time, but maybe another minute and a half, 2 minutes, something like that. There's some back and forth, etc. Basically what happens, Jericho, he counters one of Hoovy's attempts at a springboard, grabs him by the legs, uses Hoovy's legs, kind of turns him on, and one of my favorite submission holds of all time, the Lion Tamer. Basically, you just bend the guy back at his neck. That move was so over in WCW. Like, if he locked that in, it was fucking victory. So, like, as much of a piece of shit coward as he was, that move was super, super, super over. But Jericho wins. Grabs the microphone. I did it. I really, really did it. I want to thank all the Jerichoholics in the crowd. Your cheers really helped me to make it happen. And then, of course, Hoovy, it seems like he's going to just leave. Jericho's like, where are you going? Blah, blah, blah. He starts kind of undoing his mask. Juventud does. And then Jericho gets impatient, grabs the mask, walks away. And then, again, the beautiful features on Juventud Guerrera.
That guy is, I'm just saying, this incredible looking guy. Like, I don't know if I've seen just a gorgeous fucking man, to be totally honest. Like, he's a great looking dude. Good for him. Showed his face. Respect that, how it played out. You gotta,
I like when Jericho is on the microphone as Juventud is taking his mask off, and he's like, if you have a weak heart or get sick easily, please leave the building now, because this guy is ugly.
He's wrong about that, man. Like,
he can get any woman he wants.
Yeah.
But that's our match. So we just saw it. Again, Hoovy loses the mask to Chris Jericho, loses his opportunity at the Cruiserweight Championship, but we got to rank this thing now.
I like this match. I did like the match. I thought it was like it was almost like the perfect amount of time.
Yeah.
And I thought everyone did what they came to do. Like I won't allow the fuckery to like mess with this rating. It's fine. All right. I understand this happens. I've been here long enough.
So based on what the feelings I'm getting from you, would you say this was good or great?
Yeah, it's right in there. That's what I'm looking at. I think it would have to be probably upper good. I don't know if it gets into the great.
Okay. Let's take a look here. So the very top of good is Mankind versus The Rock. That was actually our in-person match that we watched when we watched the Deadly Game tournament with Steve Austin and Mankind and The Rock. That's that. Then we've got Andy Kaufman and Jimmy Hart versus Jerry Lawler. That's a very early match that we watched.
I think
Hogan and Flair.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm thinking an easy pick right now, just because right around this area is going to be put it right over Hulk.
You son of a bitch.
No, new 21.
Okay, so Jericho and Juventud better than Hulk Hogan versus Ric Flair.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Okay. All right, new 21. New good match. A good borderline great. Just
it could have, it was sitting in the area, so it was just a good match. Yeah,
good. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm glad. I always enjoy when you enjoy the matches, and I always don't enjoy when you don't enjoy them, unless it's a match that's designed to not bring you joy, and then I enjoy.
So just a quick, the last match we watched?
Yeah,
that was. Where would you put that?
Not the one we watched today.
No, not that one. The last in Japan.
That's number 40. You ranked it 42.
Okay. It was okay.
Yeah, you put it in okay. So you put that.
But I trashed that a little bit more. But.
Well, you were in kind of a boo-boo face mood, so
yeah.
I thought that was at least a good match, maybe even a great match.
Okay.
I liked that match a lot. I enjoyed it thoroughly. Probably good, probably upper good, maybe right around where we actually put the.
Okay.
Maybe, probably around 25-ish for me, personally. Something like that.
Okay. Just curious. All right, yeah.
That's out of nowhere that you asked me about last week.
Well, that's maybe I'll go back and watch this match dead sober.
What, the match from last episode?
No, this match.
Oh, this match?
See where I put it. But I did like this match. Like I said, it got to the point, it had some good moves. It was, the good commentary too. Like the commentary on this match was actually great.
Oh yeah, that's right. You really enjoyed the commentary a lot.
I did. I thought they were very kind of as a matter of fact, but also they kind of shit on I thought it was good. I thought it was good commentary. Like I said, it could just be that I didn't hear commentary last time, but yeah.
And as far as I'm aware, I can always double check, but I'm pretty sure because we do have some more New Japan matches lined up, but as mentioned, they all have English commentary moving forward. So
I'm not. Hey, man, I'm not trashing on anything. I just couldn't understand it.
Maybe you should learn a little bit of Japanese. Duolingo is free, dog.
I'm looking in here, and there's some Nevada matches. I guess I didn't realize.
We've watched. I think some of them we watched before you moved out to Vegas.
Okay, that might have been why I didn't pick it up. Yeah,
but yes,
they're in the good. Nevada's a great state. Nevada's a good state, according to this.
Yeah, we'll have to test out what your Nevada rating is ranking these days. I'll have to. I think it's only a 3 so far, but yeah, California. Oof, that's going to bring your record in California down to 1 and 5, Doc.
Maybe I shouldn't be in California. Maybe I'm just not designed for. Oh shit!
What? You're fidgeting? Did you break the thing you've been fidgeting with for the past 10 minutes?
I just broke it. They're fingernail clippers.
God damn. Jesus Christmas. Okay, we need to get him fed because he's breaking shit. He's going all hulkish over there. One last thing I'll mention kind of around that same topic. You know one city that we have not watched any matches from yet?
What is it?
Seattle.
Have we done Washington at all?
We have not done any matches from Washington yet.
No? Oh,
I've got matches in mind, though. We will
I can't imagine they're great, San Francisco.
We'll find out. I mean, we may at some point in time watch a match that was featured at the event that set the all-time Safeco Field 54,097. Something the Seattle Mariners have never done.
We're going to wrap up the podcast.
You already ranked the last match, so you can't take out your frustrations at that. So. But with all that in place, we got to end it with Eric's Wisdom Tree and Ryan's little nipples.
Nice touch.
Thank you. Yeah. Ryan's nipple time is the newest.
Those are normal. They might be the most normal nipples, or there's nothing special about them.
Yeah, I've seen your nipples before. They're fine.
That picture that we have with the Tony Tate, my shirt's up, but my nipples are not exposed.
Yeah, no, I saw your nipples at the pool in Vegas. I did not see your nipples there in my garage.
Was that the first time?
Was the Vegas pool the first time I've seen your nipples?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yes.
Okay. Right.
I don't think we've ever been topless around one another until then.
Maybe we should just do a show topless.
I mean, I feel like the energy of the podcast might change a little bit. I don't know if that's good or bad, but
We'll bring Chris Paxton in too.
Oh my God. He has the longest nipple hair I've ever seen.
There we go.
Did you know that when you mentioned him just now?
No, but I could see Chris Paxton was interesting nipples, for sure.
His nipples are normal. His nipple hair, though, it's an inch and a half to 2 inches long. He'll twist it in pools and bring it out so it's little teepees in housing his nipples.
That adds character to it. I think it's part of how if you're gonna rate nipples, you got to consider the hair around it. So it's part of it.
Maybe next Rumpus time, I'll have you rank prominent nipples. Guess we'll find out. I'm gonna say this because I think it's a good idea. I'm sure somebody who's super technical and whatever could poke all sorts of holes in this, but I think that for most normal human beings, this makes a lot of sense. You should probably get a password manager.
Okay.
What, right?
No, I think okay. All right. I think you're right. You went very. I don't even want to say this because my password management is fucking awful. You'd basically be able to hack my entire fucking life. But sure. I don't like dealing with passwords. I have fucking 125 passwords I have to fucking deal with.
Yeah. And
I don't want to. When I get a new phone, I had to go back in and every password I had to, remember. Uh-huh. And they're similar-ish, but they're different because I can't log into them. And sometimes I log in with the right password and it says, and then I go to reset it, and then it's you can't use the same password you just used. Well, I was well, then why the fuck can I not log in? I'm tired of password shit. Technology needs to be and they have, right? They got the fingerprint stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's cool. They're doing their part. I'm tired of fucking passwords. I can't fucking. It's too fucking much. What?
Then maybe this wisdom is right up your alley, then, Ryan.
So if I had a password manager at work where I basically log in as one, and then all my passwords just hit from there. I log into one thing and I have a password manager, and then it prompts me to change it. Whatever. But all my applications within the domain that I'm using, they populate. Right? Is that what you're
talking about? Single sign-on?
I get. That's probably what I'm referring to. But it's a password manager.
Single sign-on is different than a password manager. But
are you talking about for external stuff, or because a password single sign-on allows me to, once I log in, then hit every application I need to with the single password, or not a single password,
fucking
whatever.
Work shit, dog. I'm talking about real life personal things.
Well, yeah, I don't use one.
So that's what I'm saying, is that maybe you probably should.
But does that allow you to hit your apps with a password manager? Or is it do you just have your passwords listed? I've never used one.
So I can't speak
which is
to
clearly unsecure. I get it. I get the hate.
I can't speak to how all of them work. I'm sure that there is some. I just landed in the one that I landed on, and it's been totally fine. But the way that mine works anyway, so I have my main password that I use for the password manager. Most things,
if I'm single sign-on, but okay, go ahead.
Most things, when I go to say like Google, or if I go to YouTube or whatever, any site that you would normally need to enter in a username and password. When you click on the little box, you'll get a prompt saying like, hey, here's your login for this. Do you want to use it? And so you just click on that and automatically fills in your stuff. You can have it where it automatically generates a password for you. Like let's say you're signing up for a new site and you just want it to create a password for you that's like unique. It can do that. It basically keeps a running log of all your passwords. And so if you have multiple that are the same or like matching, it'll say, hey, you're reusing this password X number of times. Do you want to change it? And you can do it all through there. And it syncs up through your phone. It syncs up through your your PC, whatever, your desktop device, etc. So like multiple different things. So that way, no matter what device you're using, if you're trying to log into a thing, you can do it with a password manager. And again, you only have to remember one password.
So that sounds great, but like if someone got like, and the nice thing is like when you're using something like Google or whatever, they're going to hit you like usually with some sort of 2-factor authentication and say, hey, like, okay, like someone new is logging on this device we don't recognize. We're going to hit you with another ping to your cell phone or whatever, which is great. But it sounds very similar to any other single sign-on thing. Like if someone got your one password.
Yes, if they, in theory, got your password manager password, then that would be problematic for you. But that's the whole reason why you make that password something that you can not only remember, but is somewhat complex, not just password 1 exclamation point or some shit like that. But yes, you make that password good, and then for all the rest of your fucking passwords, and that also works with 2-factor authentication. So that way, if there's like a an unknown device or whatever that tries to log in with that program, then you'll also get a ping.
Right. And I think that's why I'm like, I agree with what you're saying. Like, I think you should be like, your password should be protected. And then, like 100%. I'm just saying like, there is so much, like if I log in on another device for any application, they're going to ping me on my phone because so there's so much protection built in already that like I don't really worry about it too much. And then if I get like any sort of like weird activity, they're gonna ping me too and be like, hey, just your email, like, and then Google's gonna be like, oh, well, there's so much going. And I'm not shitting on password. I'm not shitting on this at all. I'm just saying like the reason I feel secure is because everything is so, any weird activity, you're gonna get pinged. You're gonna get
if you have 2-factor authentication, not everything.
That's what I do. You don't use to. Well, maybe you should make this a 2-factor authentication. Eric's wisdom tree, Eric.
You're so fucking stupid. Yeah, like Google and shit has that, but like a lot of these like sites that use one time ever and then never think about it ever again. Most of those don't have fucking 2-factor authentication.
Yeah, but Google will be like, hey, do you want me to remember this password? And then it's signed up with Google. And Google will handle the rest of it. I trust Google with my life. There's like some people pray to Jesus Christ. I have Google,
I don't know how you fucking end the podcast any better than that. Ryan and his Jesus Google. But we'll be back March 9th. Rumpus time. I don't know what we'll talk about. Maybe passwords. Maybe Ryan will confuse single sign-on with
it's not.
2-factor authentication again. I'm not quite.
I didn't confuse it with 2-factor authentication.
You kind of sounded like you did.
I did not. No, not at all. Like okay, just wrap up your shit. Don't shit on me on the way out.
Okay, yeah, sure. Whatever you say, pal.
Be nice. I didn't confuse them. I understand the difference. I'm just saying,
He's just a little confused.
I brought up the difference. In fact,
this happens to everybody when they get old. You get a little confused. You have to it's not, his name's not Marilyn Mason, Dad. You stupid old man. Technology's hard, I get it.
Not for me.
Nah.
They call me the Colton of technology.
Everyone's getting name dropped on these episodes that we've got going on here today. But again, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Hardmark Podcast. Like us on Facebook. Follow Ryan, TikTok. Just try and get his username's RJ Murphy 1922. See if you can guess his password. It's probably not going to be that hard to find. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify. If you're not giving us a 5-star rating, remember you can find us watching it with Robert and Tunnell for 3 stars and below. Make sure that you're doing that. And if you're not hard, get hard. Once you get hard, stay hard. Thanks, everybody.
Biggest pussy referee I've ever seen.